Hey there everyone, welcome to another video of Fox Android. So this video will be in continuation with our real-time database operations using Kotlin series. So in the last two videos, we have learned that how to write and read data from the real-time database using Kotlin. So in this video, we're going to learn how to update the data to the real-time database. So let me just give you a quick glimpse of what we'll be getting by the end of this video, right? So if you can see on my mobile screen, there are four edit text fields: username, first name, last name, and age. So here on my real-time database, you can see I've opened one user, the username of which is Chris M. So if I want to update the age of this user, then I'll enter the username, let the first name be same and last name also be Morris, and if I want the age to be changed from 45 to 34 and I press this update button, so you can see the data has been updated. So we'll learn how to implement this into our Android application, right? So watch this video till the end. So without wasting any time, let's get started. So guys, if you're new to this channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button and press the bell notification icon for receiving the notification of the upcoming videos. And by the end of the video, if you like the video, make sure to hit that thumbs up button as well. So here you can see I've already designed this update data screen, right? So we're not going to discuss this designing part. We'll directly dive into the backend code, and I'll just skip those things which we have already discussed in the last videos. So make sure that you check out those videos by clicking on this I button. But in case if you have a basic idea of how the things work in Kotlin, you can stick around and watch this video, and you can skip the last two videos. So we have the reference variable for data binding class, and the reference variable for database reference as well. So we'll set the on click listener on update button. So once the user click update button, we'll capture all the values that are being entered into the edit text fields. So we'll get all those values into these variables. So let me just quickly write the code and I'll explain it to you. So guys, we have captured all the values that are being entered by the user into these variables: username, first name, last name, and age. Now we're gonna use these. So I'll pass these values as an argument to a method called update data. So I'll pass username. Don't worry about this method. We'll just create this method in a bit. First name, last name, and age, right? So now let us create this method. Okay, now the function has been created. So first we'll get the reference for our real-time database. So we'll use Firebase database. We have already discussed these things in the last two tutorials, so we're not going to discuss this again. Now this is the new concept that I'm going to discuss. As you remember that while updating the data, we use hash map in case of Java. So similarly, for creating a hash map, we use map of method in Kotlin. So here I'll just pass the field name as the first argument. This will be the key and the value will be first name, right? So first name to first name. So the first variable is the key and the second one is the value. This is how you make a hash map in Kotlin. So last name to last name, right? I hope that now you know how to declare hash map in Kotlin. So we have made a hash map and we have put in first name, last name, age into the hash map, right? So I guess I forgot to put the commas. So okay, I've made a hash map and named it as user. So now we'll just update the data using this reference, and we'll get the child, and the child will be the username entered by the user, right? We'll use the method update children, and inside this we'll pass the user, the hash map object, and now we'll attach on success listener. So if the data has been successfully implemented, the first thing we'll do is we'll clear all the edit text fields. So okay, we have cleared the fields. Now we'll attach on failure listener in case we're not able to update the data. So this callback method will be called. So sorry for this. Okay, so here we'll raise a toast, pass the context, and the message will be failed to update, right? And we'll also raise a toast in case the data is updated successfully updated, right? So that is pretty much everything we need to do to update the data. So the basic idea is, for updating any data, we need to create a hash map, and we'll create the hash map using map of method. So the key and the value is written into hash map using first value and the keyword to, then the value, key to value, right? So we'll put in as many values as we want, the number of values we want to update here, and then we'll use the method update children. After getting the reference of the parent node, we'll use update children and pass the hash map object, right? So now another thing we need to do is we'll set this update activity as the launcher activity. So I'll put in the intent filter inside this. So now I'll just quickly install this app on my cell phone and check if it is working fine or not, right? So okay guys, the app has been installed to my cell phone, as you can see on my mobile screen. So let us just try to alter some values. So for example, this time we'll be using Maria user to change the values. Now we'll change all the data. Let the first name be Sam and the second name be Karan, and let's change the age to be 16, right? So now if I just click on this update button, so you can see all the values has been changed. So I guess we have successfully implemented this function to our Android application, right? And I hope that you guys have understood the code. In case of any doubt, you can always ask me in the comment section, or you can DM me on Instagram. The Instagram username will be there on your screen right now. I have also put in the link for the source code in the description below. If you want the source code, you can check out that link. If you like the video, make sure to hit that thumbs up button, and if you're new to this channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button and press the bell notification icon for receiving the notification of the upcoming videos. So that was it for today's video. See you in another video. Bye.